Why is it that always leaders do the same thing after the other? In this video, we are going to look at why leaders, whether who or who, when you vote for them, when you bring them to power, when you give them power, they do the same things that others have done. Let's dive into the word of God. I can never be a foot soldier to anyone. Mark these words very well. If you are a Christian, it is so foolish of you to be a foot soldier of anyone. You better be a soldier of your country, whereby you protect the leaders who are voted into office, because there you receive a pay for that you are doing. But if to be a foot soldier, you are ready to die for someone who is not yet in power, and you do it freely out of your own will. It will be too foolish of you to do such a thing, because even the Lord your God will not protect you. Why? He gives those in power the power and authority over your life. Remember, let's go to the word of God. In the book of Samuel, let's dive in the book of Samuel chapter 8. We are going to look at how these things of foot soldiers come into power, and why kings, why leaders do the same mistakes that others do. In chapter 8, starting from verse 1 of the book of 1 Samuel, you find out that Samuel was old, and Samuel was the last judge of Israel, a prophet who was judging Israel. Now Samuel was old, and then his children were the ones put in power. One was called Joel and the other was called Abijah. Now, when these children of Samuel were put into office, they were not prophets, so they couldn't listen to the voice of God. They did their own things. They started taking bribes. They started committing injustice. The verse 3 says that, but his sons did not walk in his ways. They turned aside after dishonest gain. They took bribes and perverted justice. Then all the elders of Israel gathered against they gathered together and came to Samuel at Ramah. You see, all the leaders now gathered and came to Prophet Samuel. They started to demand the elders. They said, no, your children will not rule you. Just as many people say, your son will not rule you. Will not rule us. Your daughters will not rule us. You have ruled us, but your sons, your daughters, your children will not rule us. See what Samuel said. Samuel was displeased. That is verse 6. He was displeased with this thing. But the Lord told him, give them what they want. Heed to their voice. That is verse 7. Heed to their voice. They have not rejected you, but they have rejected me. Now, many people saw Samuel executing justice, and they thought that Samuel was doing it on his own power. Yet Samuel was a prophet of God, and he was doing it on the power of God. God himself was ruling over Israel, because Israel was a theocratic nation. So this world was created to heed to theocracy. Theocracy is when God himself is the leader, is the absolute power, the absolute control. No kings, no presidents, no nothing. All other people just heed to the voice of the Almighty God through his laws and through his prophets. Now, when people defied this, when Israel defied this, this is what the Lord told them. And the Lord said to Samuel, heed the voice of the people in all that they say to you, for they have not rejected you, but they have rejected me, and I should not reign over them. People had not rejected Samuel, but they had rejected the Lord, that the Lord should not reign over the people. According to all the works which they have done since the day that I brought them out of Egypt. So according to the things that Israel did from day one, according to the things that you have done from day one, since the Lord saved you from war, from destruction, from all those sorts of darkness, you showed him that you don't want that your God to rule you. So the Lord has also decided to give you what you want. Sometimes God gives us leaders not because he wants, but because we want them. And when we want them, when he has not wanted them, this is what comes to us. This is what exactly happens when we do that. Verse 9 says, now therefore heed their voice. However, you shall solemnly warn them, then and show them the behavior of the king who will reign over them. Now, this is the behavior that prophets Samuel showed to these people, that this is what you want. Yes, you want me to give you a king. You don't want the Lord to be your God, to be your king. But now, this is what is going to happen with the king or the kings, the leaders whom you want. You want to vote for yourself. You want to choose for yourself. Now, this is what I'm giving you. And this is the reason why I don't always want to vote. Don't always want to take part in voting. Because if you choose the person by yourself, you have no reason to cry to the Lord your God concerning that person. Yes, this is what he says. So Samuel told all the words of the Lord to the people who asked him for a king. And he said, this will be the behavior of the king who will reign over you. 1, he will take over your sons and appoint them for his own chariots to be his horsemen, and some will run before his chariots. You see now, many of you run as foot soldiers before the chariots, before the cars of the leader you want. This is foolish. It is not of God. It is not of God, because this is a punishment for the rejection of the Lord. If you reject the Lord your God as your leader, like it or not, you will have to run before that leader you want. And running before him is a sign that you have been rejected by the Lord. You will run. Your sons will run. You see foot soldiers. You see people everywhere. You see a president. You see some soldiers running before him, before his car, and even after his car. For him, he's seated in the car. For you, are running. Yet you claim to be all children of God. You are equal. Huh? At least those who are in power, they are paid to do that. That is very good, because they get a pay. They earn money out of it. But you who is not paid to do it, you are a foot brigade, you are running up and down because you want to show that you love the person. So it is a punishment. Your sons, this is the work of sons. You see men. That's why you always see men. They are the ones who run up and down. They as if they have nothing to do. You run up and down. He will appoint some of them to be his horsemen, and some will run before his chariots. That is First Samuel chapter 8 verse 11. Be warned. 12 says, he will appoint captains over his thousands and captains over his 50s. Will set some to plow his ground and reap his harvest, and some to make his weapons of war and the equipment for his chariots. Now, some people will be taken to be people who make weapons of war. Some people will be taken to be soldiers. That was also a punishment, because man was not supposed to rule man. Man was supposed to rule the world, control the things around him, control his own family. He's supposed to rule over the family. You see that? Every man is supposed to rule over his own family. This is why up to now it is natural that if anyone wants to impose his laws on you, on your family, you go violent. Even if it is your father-in-law or mother-in-law wants to rule you in your family, you don't want it at all, because it is nature that no man should rule over man. Now, because the world is fallen and people want their own leaders, the Lord gives you what you want. Then you start to cry. Verse 13, he will take your daughters to be perfumers. This is the work of daughters, women. You will be perfumers, you will be cooks and bakers. I said it is very good if you do all these things for a pay, because you get a pay out of it. But if you are doing it for nothing, then there's something lacking in your head. He says, and he will take the best of your fields, your vineyards, and your olive groves, and give them to his servants. It is for every leader. Every leader will take the best of the land he rules in and gives it to his servants. King Ahab took the vineyard of Naboth. He took Naboth's vineyard and he gave it to Jezebel. You see that? It was fulfilled. Even right now, you cry that President Museveni has taken the water, has taken over the water, has taken over the land, he has given Namavi or Mbale Industrial Park to the Chinese. To what? It is a sign of every leader. Every leader will do that. Right now, they say it is investment. Yes, it is investment. At least those people bring us some money, some jobs. You see that? But it is a punishment for rejecting the Lord. because the best of your land. If you say there is land grabbing will always be there everywhere throughout the world. In California, there was burning of the bush where whites were, where rich people are. And in that place, the government had wanted to build a smart city there. But no one was selling because it is a land of billionaires. But right now, after the wildfire, people want to sell it. Just imagine. Land it will always be grabbed. During every regime, there will be land grabbing. During every regime, there will be taking over the best of the fertile land and be given to the servants of that person. It will be given to the servant of that person in power. Yes. Don't think it will end. It will not end anywhere. Indians will always come in. Chinese will always come in, and they will receive the best of the land, because this is the punishment for refusing the Lord to take control over you, for refusing the Lord to reign over you. There will always be land grabbing. Even if it is Nandara Mafabi, the president, even if it is Bobi Wine, the president, even if it is Museveni, even if it is Obote, I mean, anyone who will take control will always pick the best of the land and give it out to his servants. I have told you, because it is written and it happens everywhere. Yes, even President Donald Trump has been wanting Gaza for himself. It is there everywhere, worldwide. The Chinese Communist Party has taken land and it has done what it wants with it. It is everywhere. Don't be lied. Your life is more precious than that vote. Your life is more precious than the killings you are going into. Your life is more precious than the riots, the demonstrations you are going into. If you demonstrate, it is lawful without knocking anyone, without killing anyone. But if you riot, it is unlawful and you may end up losing your life. Yes, I'll make a video clarifying on a riot and a demonstration or protest. Once he says he will take the best of your land for his servants. Verse 15 says, he will take a tenth of your grain and your vintage and give it to his officers and servants. This is taxation. He will tax you. A tenth of your tax, a tenth of your income will go to that king. So a tenth of your monthly income, if you're receiving 400,000, 40,000 will always go to the government, or more than that even. It will be taxed, because that is the fate of rejecting the Lord your God. If you don't understand this, you will think that someone will come and save you from taxation. You will think that someone will come and save you from these things of land grabbing and all this. So it will never be stopped. If it stops in Uganda, it will go to Acholi. If it stops in Acholi, it will go to Karamoja. There will always be land grabbing, I tell you. It is your duty to protect your land by knowing the laws, and maybe if you have one, you have a land title, an agreement, and you take a step ahead to build something on it. That will no one will come and grab that land. He continues and says, but above all, put your things in the hands of God, because he's the best protector. He comes and says, and he will take your male servants, your female servants, your finest young men, and your donkeys, and put them to his work. Yes, if you have a worker, the king who rules over you will come and take out that worker and make that worker his own worker. That's why you see people in opposition are crying. Oh, you see that person was in opposition, he has left the struggle, he's no longer struggling, he's working for the government, he's working for the state. Yes, even when you put the one you want, that one you want, he will also take the ones who are opposing him, who serve another master, and he makes them become his servants, because that is the fate of rejecting the Holy One of Israel, the Lord your God. It will always be there. The Pugas will always be there. They will serve the government. You will have servants who serve interests of the leader who leads over you. And the word is very clear that the rich rules over the poor. Yes, it is the rich who rules over the poor. If you have a leader who is richer than you, he will rule you, whether by taking your servants, male servants or female servants. It is the fate of this world. No one can change that. We have seen it happen even in democracy, democratic nations like America. We have seen Trump administration having more votes than the number of representatives, senators, and governors they have in the Republican government, meaning those of the Democratic Party, they went and supported the Trump government at a time. Look at this other one. Verse 16, he will take your servants, yes, young men, your donkeys, and put them to work. If you take even your donkeys, your very things you want, he will take them and put them to work. To his work, leaders will always take your things and they give them to their own work. And you will cry. Verse 17, he will take a sheep, he will take a tenth of your sheep, and you will be his servants. Verse 18 says, and you will cry out in that day because of your king whom you have chosen for yourselves. You will cry because of that person you have chosen to be your president. You will cry in that day. The person you have chosen himself, and the Lord will not hear you in that day. That is the fate of all those who reject the Lord. The Lord will not hear you. That's what the word is saying. You will cry, but the Lord will not hear you. You will cry, oh God, this one is destroying us, this one is killing us. You will cry, oh this and that, but the Lord will not hear you. This is why you are there busy crying, oh this president is so bad, what, the other president is making our children be killed. You have chosen them by yourself. God did not choose these people for you. So what do you want? What do you really want? If you know, if you vote for anyone, don't ever cry to God for that person, because that person is maybe persecuting you later after voting him. It is impossible for God to hear you. God will never hear you, even if you cry blood. The word is very clear. 1 Samuel chapter 8 verse 18. He says, and you will cry to the Lord in that day, but the Lord will not hear you. The Holy One of Israel will not hear you, because you have chosen for yourself that king. If you have chosen to walk with Nathan and you get problems because of him, don't cry to the Lord your God. He will not hear you. If you have chosen to move with Bobi Wine or Museveni because you love him, then you get a problem because of him, and yet you have voted for him yourself, don't cry to the Lord your God. He will not hear you. If you move with Mabilizi or another Munyagwa, another presidential aspirant or another leader, then you get a problem because of that leader. Because that leader is persecuting you. If that leader is the one who is persecuting you, taking your wives, taking your children, persecuting you in one way or the other, do not cry to the Lord your God, because he will not hear you. The word is very clear. My fellow children of God, my fellow youth, my fellow Ugandans, be aware of your actions. Know that your vote holds your future, even in God. Know that what you choose, you must never regret. Yes, thank you. May God bless you all. May God show you truth. If you don't understand this, don't abuse. In Jesus' name.